A very pleasant good morning and welcome back to the 2019 His and Hers Bonspiel, draw number 8. 8 quarterfinals across all 4 sheets. We're watching Team Dudt versus Team Kirchner. Philadelphia Curling Club versus Bucks County Curling Club. And it is Team Dutt throwing the blue stones. Bucks County having the hammer throwing red stones. Settling in the heck is the lead for Bucks County, Pat O'Donnell. Pat being tasked with throwing a corner guard. The second on Bucks County team is Julia Pring. Third is Kristen Weiss. And they are skipped by Christy Kirchner. That draw just a little bit short. The Philadelphia Curling Club, the lead is Nancy Kimmons. The second is Lee Alexander. Third is Lori Dunham. And the skip is Leslie Dutt. Now, I do see Lori standing in the house calling the shot, so we'll see who actually throws third rocks. Third and fourth stones. If you're watching at home, it's the last call for breakfast. You have about 5 minutes to come here and get a bagel. Lee Alexander being asked to hit this draw that came into the house. Going to accomplish that task. Shooter will roll off.
Ice temp 25 flat.
Fantastic. So Julia's looking to peel some of these and improve their team situation a touch. Might curl up to get the back one. Just going to nudge it, but it does take it from under cover, so still a positive result. So double take out there for Julie. And I'm joined in the booth by a fine member of our ice crew,
Yo.
Mr. Christopher Mahoney. Hello, Chris.
Evening, morning, afternoon? I don't know.
In case I don't see you, good night.
Yep. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
So a good A event matchup here we have here, partner. We got Dutt from Philadelphia against Kirchner from Bucks County.
Dudt from Philadelphia is actually being skipped by Dunham, I guess? Lori?
And actually it does look like Lori's throwing the third rocks, the final stone. So yes, I was holding off judgment until I saw who threw rocks in whatever order. But yeah, so here's Leslie Dutt throwing third stones. We have quite a few good games. We have Monica Lindsrink from Bucks County playing against Christine Alessi from Potomac.
Yeah,
we have Michael Dobbs playing against
Scott Dunham.
Against Scott Dunham, indeed. So that's that. And then on we have Brian Dutt and the whole Dutt clan playing against Nick Datlow from Potomac.
Oh, the Ron Dante rink.
And we welcome back the dean of Bucks County Curling Club, who's
He's busy.
we don't welcome back quite yet.
He's busy giving a lesson first before he comes here and gives the rest of us a lesson.
He will make us all sound smarter and make this job a lot easier.
He makes the job easier. I don't think he makes us sound any smarter, though. Unless all we do is go, yes, Wayne, that's correct.
Well, there's two people that not named me watching right now. And we'd love to hear from you in the chat room. And back is the dean, the professor, the sage of all things curling, Wayne Anderson.
Good
morning,
too kind, Dave. Yes. Boy, they have a quick turnaround between draws here, don't they? That ice crew.
Yep, we get right to it. And a big thanks again to the Pittsburgh Curling Club for the bottle of whiskey that we've enjoyed in between each of the turnarounds.
I think I'll have to help with the next scrape.
I noticed the scraping patterns are getting a little more wobbly going down there, though. I don't know whether that's due to Pittsburgh or not.
The trick is going to be pebbling, I think.
Yeah.
Steve gave us a nice bottle of Four Roses single barrel, which is anyone looking for a good whiskey. It's a really fine whiskey at not an unreasonable cost. It's about a $40 bottle for a really nice drinking bourbon.
Yeah, as far as the bourbon goes, and I'm not a big bourbon fan, it's very easy to drink.
And that's a big thing here. Chris drinks beer and beer and beer, and goes back to beer. For him to say the bourbon is good.
And talking about quality, did you see that last quality shot down there?
That was a heck of a hit there by Kristen on Sheet B.
That was a nice hit through the port there.
Yeah, and to get the rollover towards the blue stone.
So Pat O'Donnell has instructed me to say only good things.
Okay, we can do that.
Yeah, sure. About everyone or just in general?
Well,
or just her? I don't know.
Pretty sure just her.
Looking good out there, Pat.
Yep, that shouldn't be too hard. We can do that. I mean, if Mark was here, that would be a problem, but...
Yeah, well.
Doesn't seem that long ago I saw Pat out here for her first curling experience. How long has she been curling?
Pat is actually now a sixth-year curler.
Wow, time does fly.
It does.
She came in about 3 or 4 months after me.
Okay.
I actually taught her learn to curl.
Wow.
Her and her brother came here, and I was teaching learn to curl, and, well, I was...
Well lubricated.
I was broom-stacked. And her brother, Many Beers, was enamored by the fact that the leader was well lubricated. and said,
This sport's for me.
He said, "These are my people."
And they've been here for 5 years.
And with that, we lost a viewer. Hello, Bill Reuter. Okay, so
Christie's going to play the red into the blue, I think.
yeah, I think this is a little bit of the old jostle here.
Yeah, very doable. It makes it a pretty nice end result, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, you're sitting 3, and Laurie Dunham only has 1 shot left. All in front of the tee as well, probably.
Yeah. Now, mind you, you hit it wrong on the outside. I mean, Laurie could end up line one, but
just don't hit it wrong.
Yeah, I like the call.
Yeah, because I mean, even if she is lying one, I think that red rock that's sitting in front there will then be welded to the front of the blue one, so it makes your next shot easier.
Now, this is people think of front back, but when they're this short, you just have to hit it somewhere on the inside of that rock, and you're going to make it.
Yep.
Unfortunately, there's no sweeping going on so far.
So Christie here with the southpaw deliveries, and
she's just going to pick it off.
Oh.
All right.
Well, it didn't hurt things.
It doesn't hurt the situation now.
No.
In fact, it might improve it a little bit because I don't think that Laurie can make a double without losing her own.
No. It does make getting rid of that blue rock, though, more difficult.
Well, I think the rocks are not going to look like they do right now, and well, they're going to draw around. Okay.
So the rocks are going to look like that.
Yeah. Unless something goes horribly, horribly awry.
And we'll keep you updated on the other matchups that we have going on here. We have some good ones.
Yeah, there's at least part of a Bucks team on 3 of the 4 sheets, which is nice. And even sheet D has some sometimes Bucks members, even though they're not currently Bucks members. Wow, that was a good clear over there on sheet C by Scott Dunham. I mean, you know, I'm sure he was not enthused about it, but the rest of us, it makes us look good.
So that's a blank end?
Yep, that's a blank.
So it's a blank end between Scott Dunham and Michael Dobbs from Potomac. Yeah, there we go. They hung that blank in the Bucks tradition. Sideways.
So Laurie coming up a little light on that one. She makes that shot. She wouldn't be giving up too much, but looks like we're just going for a draw for 2 here.
Yeah, she's still got to do a little better than touch 4, though, so it's not a given.
No.
Yeah, I guess I kind of like that.
Yeah, I mean, the other shot's still there, but like Chris mentioned, just moving that red rock that little bit does make it that much more difficult to hit and still stick for 3. I mean, if you last end and you need to score 3, it's a very doable shot, but this is probably a higher probability. Draw full 4 and you score your 2.
The first end, the difference between 3 and 2.
Yeah. And as I said before, you hit that red rock on the wrong side, all of a sudden you might give up a steal of 1 when you're already line 1.
Very true.
That'd be sort of ugly.
Now playing with Scott Dunham is Alex Lichter. Didn't he play a different club?
Well, he's out of Broomstones.
Okay, I thought so.
That's his home club here, there now. Very nice curler. I had the opportunity to coach Alex a little bit last year in the men's team that he was with. We were over in China. They were representing the U.S. over there in a spiel, and really good guy. Really loves the game of curling and talented. And so he's actually a permanent member of their men's team now.
Yeah, are they going with 5 or is he replacing somebody?
They're going with 5 because 2 of the team members are new in the workforce and are finding out that
you can't just go.
You can't just say, okay, I'm going curling. I'll make up my studies you know, next. So I'm not a big proponent of 5-player teams when one person is sitting on the bench all the time. I think it's sort of a waste. But when the team, it sort of helps that they don't feel committed, that they have to make all the spiels. And the thing is now, if you want to go to nationals, which these guys do, you have to be in enough spiels to get enough points so that if you win nationals, you actually go to Worlds.
Right.
You know? So...
that was quite the controversy a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
So Christie's draw did come up a little bit short, so it will be a score of 1 for Bucks County. Coming on down for the second end, and Pat O'Donnell threw a lovely stone to a lovely place.
There you are. Got to be happy. Inside the 4-foot lines, short of the rings, made her skip, smile. There's the smile coming from Christie to the announcers. Yeah. All's well.
And score update over on sheet A. Potomac took 1 in the first end, so they're up 1-0 over Bucks.
So we did have one game, our feature game, not go the full 8 innings last time because of the time. We'll be keeping our eye on that as things progress too. It's
and as you actually conversing with John DeYoung's team after the draw, they had grown unaware of the clock. And thought they actually had made time, and were kind of surprised when they were told that they didn't.
Well, and sometimes that happens. You get out there, you're looking at your shots, you just forget you gotta, you have a time limit.
I like the rule, though. I mean, this field, the draws have been going right off on time every draw. You know, people know they show up, that they're going on the ice, and the last draw doesn't get delayed for an hour or two.
Nope.
And I also like the during the regular play, not playing the extra end. I mean,
yeah,
because it's so easy for all of a sudden an extra end after extra end, and if you want like this to have the clock for all the teams, you can't have anybody go on the ice if one sheet goes late. Lots of times when it's individual, one sheet goes late, let the others start, and all of a sudden that sheet that was slow has an early quit and they're all caught up again. But when everybody's waiting for every sheet to finish, extra ends can back things up pretty quickly.
Well, you can always put a sheet on a separate clock. I've done that before and set up a laptop computer and put the curl time up.
Sounds like Dave's a proponent of extra ends
Dave's a proponent of extra ends.
I mean, I think in a spiel
mostly
like this,
because I don't want to choke throwing the skip rock.
See, you just have to play smart and be the second when you go away to spills like this, and then you don't have to throw skips rocks.
All right, let's see how the hitting game goes here. Calling right down the center line in turn. We got a beautiful view at it. Set it out just a bit on the release. It's got to come back.
Yeah. And they're waving at it.
Well, nobody can wave a rock over better than Pat.
Oh,
all right. Well, we almost moved into shot rock as a result of that.
And we advanced by the diameter of a stone.
Yeah.
Slightly closer to the button, yes.
We have a score of 1 on sheet D for Nick Datlow. So Potomac has the 1-0 advantage over Philadelphia.
You know, I had a really good view of the slide and the release on that last shot. And one of the things when I'm working with curlers who want to practice their release, I will have them slide out when I'm only halfway down the ice and say, how did that feel? And what I'm looking for is, did you feel like you were sliding right at the broom effortlessly and you were just flowing there? Did you feel like you were sliding a little wide and fighting to get back or whatever? And they answer that question. And then the second part of it is, regardless of where you slid, how did you feel you released? Did you feel like you released at the broom or not? And that would have been an example where I would have expected the player to say, I felt I slid pretty well at the broom, but I felt I released it out. And I encourage them whenever they're playing a game to ask themselves that after every shot, because in practice, they will get that right 95% of the time. I don't have to tell them whether they slid wide or narrow or whether they released in or out. They know if they stop and think about it how that felt. And
this in-turn delivery looked to be much more on the broom, and it's going to get a better outcome.
Well, she's sliding right down the center line, but again, just a little bit on the outside. So, but yeah, moved the rocks the way she'd like.
Released them.
Yep, everybody's behind the tee.
And as a very smart curler who, I think she's here now, once told me, they're never getting any closer.
The old GVDH mantra.
Indeed.
Stones behind the tee. Yeah, I think
they're never getting any closer, Dave.
I viced for Nancy for a session, and that was definitely one of the lessons she imparted.
Yeah.
Although, to be fair, I mean, you really can't undervalue vicing for her. She will teach you.
And happy to do it too.
Yep.
And just a fine-looking grandmother. Yeah.
That's not a sentence you hear very often, but I'll agree with it.
It was nice to see that photo, the smile on her face holding that new grandchild of hers just the other day. But I said, no chance that baby won't be spoiled.
No,
What football announcer was that was making the comments about Johnny Manziel's girlfriend?
Was it Johnny Manziel's girlfriend?
It was the quarterback for Alabama. I thought it was Johnny Football's.
Well, Johnny Football didn't play for Alabama.
Oh, okay.
He played for Texas or Texas A&M. And I think you're talking about Kirk Herbstreit. Wasn't he the one who said something?
No, old guy.
Oh, no, it's I could picture him, but I can't think of his name.
I like the weight for this takeout. It's got to curl a bit, but by throwing this weight, going for the double here. It's going to jam, but that's a pretty good spot.
That's not so bad. You're sitting second shot right now, and
pretty much
going to be difficult to remove.
Right in front of the blue rock.
Yeah, I mean, the one that is shot is now well buried, but it's all, 3.5 feet behind the tee line?
Yeah, just into the full end of the 8 foot. Well, we're not going to have a blank end on sheet C in the Dunham game over there. This end, we've got 7 rocks in the house with a couple of skips rocks still to come.
It was AJ McCarron.
Yeah, there you go.
And the creepy sports guest that we were looking for was Brent Musburger.
Brent.
For those of you playing along at home.
Nobody got the right answer though in the chat, so.
So what do you think? Is Christy planning on promoting her red one on this, or is she hoping to come around? She's looking at the red. She's going for the promote.
She's looking at the red, definitely.
Yeah, and the nice thing about this is you hit half of it, you open it up to get to that back one, right?
Mm-hmm.
And almost looks like they're trying to get it to come around.
Well, it's going to come around, but I think only because it's heavy.
Yeah, they're on it hard early. And had Christy known the weight that it actually was, we probably would not have seen that sweeping.
Yeah, that would have been pretty nice weight to hit, half of that rock. It would have.
We probably could have gotten it to the tee line with that kind of weight.
Yeah. It's a little wide, but if she has to draw weight, it'll be a useful rock. All right, I think Christy's going to be saying, okay, this is what I wanted to see last time. Let's try it again.
Well, the good news is she knows the line, so.
Yeah.
A slightly different angle coming out of the other hack.
Oh, that's right. We got a lefty throwing. Yeah, the biggest difference, we're talking about this the other day, is lefties and righties is the tendency for righties is to slide wide on their out turn. And same for lefties, slide wide. So, I mean, this is a case where she's throwing her out turn, and the tendency is throw a little bit wider because your sliding foot's just carrying you out that way. But that's the most common mistake, and this is a little wider than she intended.
I think it's also a little lighter. Well,
the weight was probably pretty close.
I think the weight's at 2 guard, 2.5.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't have any room to sweep it, unfortunately.
True.
So the big thing for people to remember if they're feeling that they're sliding wide on their out turn is that sliding foot. That's what's usually causing it. Keep it going more forward than across the body if you want to have yourself sliding at the broom rather than drifting outside.
I hope you people at home are making notes so you remember this come September when you have ice again.
You can subscribe to the full Wayne Anderson series. Send $29.95 in a self-addressed stamped envelope to the Bucks County Curling Club, 1185 York Road, Rink 2.
Well, in seriousness, one of my desires, I get a lot of satisfaction out of giving instruction, and I'd love to get a more advanced curling class going. People who've been curling for a number of years, who are looking, take it just to another level. Really, I mean, the high performance curlers, the best in the country, still have coaches, and they all say, I wish we did maybe less spieling and more practicing, working out flaws and stuff. I mean, that's the best in the country are saying, I wished I worked more on my technical delivery to get it better. And so imagine the rest of us out here, club curlers, and we just don't spend the time sort of saying, hey, I can enjoy this game a whole lot more if I can just technically be a little more sound. And so I would love to help people enjoy this game more if we can just spend a little bit of time working on bringing their game to another level in the fundamentals of curling.
So, Loria southpaw herself looking to throw an in-turn around the guard. Gets a little bit of a better look at it, so. Looks to be a skosh heavy. And if you're not careful, you could promote this. Good thinking there by Leslie Dutt to sweep that by.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is our last Bonspiel before we take out the ice. Ice has been in since early September of last year. Well,
no, 2 years ago 2017.
Yeah. And it'll be out just about long enough for us to take it out and put it back in.
Okay, we're going to have our third attempt at this shot, and Christie has tightened the ice up here a bit for this next attempt that they promote.
I would have thought that after Lori had tried that draw and kind of shown that line that Christie might try to throw it herself.
Well, she's throwing the shot she's already tried and must feel comfortable with.
All right, we got better line on this one. Let's see if we got the right weight on it.
Oh, here it comes.
Yeah, they need the weight.
I don't think it's quite going to catch enough of the rock.
No.
No, then unfortunately it's going to open up the draw path here.
Well, and Lori's not looking at that anyway.
We will not be having a second blank end on sheet C.
No.
It's hammer shot coming up here.
And hammer shot against 4.
Yes, Scott Dunham is facing 4.
That's not a sentence you say very often around here.
No. It really isn't.
No, not those exact words. No.
Usually Scott Dunham took 4.
This team is getting. So he's electing to throw a raise on his own stone. There are 4 red Potomac catchers behind the tee line.
Yeah, but
Sweepers on and off. I think they like it.
This is the only team I need to contact.
And the raise is made
perfectly.
successfully.
Absolutely perfectly.
Beautiful shot to take one.
Yeah, he's good at this.
That's a game changer.
Yeah.
So and our official club ambassador and greeter, Jimmy Fannin, approved of the shot. So Lori Dunham with the final stone. Leslie Dutt watching the line. I think they need to go.
Yeah, it's getting tight.
And indeed, it's tight. So it'll be a score of 1, and we got a tie ball game after 2.
Always nice to see on a featured sheet. Go on the distance.
Well, score update on sheet A. The Potomac team stole 2 on Bucks, so they're up 3-0 after 2.
Oh.
Again, your score update on sheet C. Philadelphia gets 1, so they're up 1-0 after 2. And Philadelphia scored on sheet D, but they haven't hung it yet, so I don't know what they scored.
All right, I like this. Pat is in the hack, ready to go, all ready to shoot. That's a nice thing to say, right?
Hey.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah. All right, Pat will be happy with that.
Yeah.
I would think so.
All right.
I love having Pat on my team at Bonspiels. I've said this on multiple occasions, and we've done well. I mean, she's a steadying force. She actually, has the makings of a third, but really prefers to throw lead. But she'll throw the rocks and play. And one of the biggest things she brings to the team is she is really good at calling the weight right off of somebody's hand.
That's great.
And even if the other member of her team might be a little bit more of a skilled brusher, she's going to let you know where to go.
Yeah, and the ability to call weight is huge.
Well, I don't see too much wrong with that shot.
No.
That's not bad at all.
Pat, you're the woman.
That'll do.
And she's smiling. She likes it too. Rightfully so. Should be happy with that one. Skip's happy with that one.
Oh, and Philadelphia took 1 over on sheet D, so they're tied at 1 after 2 as well.
Fair enough. So, asking Nancy to kind of follow this one down, it looks to be a little toasty.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, getting back to Pat's shot, I'm not a big fan of drawing around center guards when you have hammer, because I mean, you come up short of the rings. You got 2 rocks out front now on the center line, and you have hammer. That's ugly. You go behind the tee line, and they draw around. There's a guard, and they're got frozen on your rock behind the tee line.
But if you make the shot, it's a great shot.
Make the shot is great. So, I mean, it's really important if they call that shot that you put it where Pat put it. I mean, but that's a small, there's about 3 feet, and the line has to be good.
There's a high degree of difficulty to that shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, if she's back 4 and then Philadelphia sits on her, I mean, you've just shrunk the scoring zone to a foot and a half.
And this is a fine second shot. They wanted to have it be a little bit closer to the center was the call, but that's a fine outcome.
Yeah.
And we have right now Philadelphia still doing relatively difficult shots early in the end, so you have your opposition chasing right off the get-go, never having the opportunity to try to take command of the end.
Lee Alexander throwing here. I played against her. She was playing vice against me, and I tell you, she kicked my butt. Really kicked my butt. She just made everything. I wasn't having a great game, but I mean, even if I played my best game, she would have been matching me. She was just lights out.
Yeah.
And this is what, 5 years now for Lee, right?
Is this her 5th year? I couldn't remember if it was her 4th or her 5th.
I think it is.
Really nice curling.
Yeah, I mean, the good thing is she doesn't learn much from her husband, which is important.
No, she actually did. I forget what I said to her, and she came back with a zinger one-liner, and I said, wow, you've been hanging out with Ian, haven't you? You know? So she's at least picked up that smart wit. Whether
She's better with that than the curling.
All right, trying to get Julia to... That's a good shot.
Yeah, that's not all bad. Even though it's putting it in as the second, third shot, I mean, I like getting rid of that center guard if you got hammer. That's okay.
So now Laurie calling for the takeout on Shot Rock. Throwing the intern at it. Plenty of weight.
Yeah, sliding right down the center line, which is where the broom was.
The Stones headed right for it.
They're just cleaning it. They're going to have it square in the nose.
Yeah, that's pretty much what she was doing against me the whole game. just that.
Yeah, don't worry. She doesn't need sweeping. She'll just hit the rock.
Yeah.
Using the fancy stabilizer that was a little bit of a different format.
Is that traveling?
No, it's not. The Arrow is the traveling one.
Oh, the one that breaks down?
Yeah, the black one.
Yeah, that's the one the USWCA gave one to each club a few years ago, if I remember. As like a gift or something.
Yeah.
For those listeners out there who do use stabilizers, maybe one of you can describe that, what I call the traveling one.
Well, it's made by Gold Line. It's called the Arrow, and it basically breaks down into two pieces. So the part that is horizontal, on the horizontal axis as you deliver, actually engages with the vertical part, so that you can take it apart and it lies flat in a curling bag or suitcase. Because I know some folks will just travel with their not actually carry a broom bag, just take a broom head with them and throw it onto a club broom and take their stabilizer and the shoes.
Just throw everything in a backpack.
Yeah, well, especially now with the basic economy, where you're not even allowed to carry on, only your personal item.
Unless you fly American, and then you can bring a whole stone.
Yeah, yes, you're allowed to have...
I don't think they realize it weighs 40 pounds.
You're allowed to have one curling broom and one curling stone as your checked allowance on American Airlines. Oh... They suck.
But that's only if you're the person who throws the rocks on the team.
Yeah. If you're the brusher.
If you're the brusher, you're not allowed to rock.
You don't have to bring your own rock.
That's right. Top 10 questions that you get asked as a curler. So, are you a thrower or a broomer?
And I just say yes.
So it's 3 counters in there.
But no guards, so Christie's still got a good chance to score with her hammer here at this point.
And we're just on the first vice rack. Firm weight here. We're going to get one.
I don't think we're going to be staying around.
No.
If we get it,
well, we're going to
get it.
Yeah, we got it.
Yeah.
It did leave the house with some alacrity.
A little more weight than we needed to remove a rock there. Wanted to stay around. Leslie Dutt, the matron of a real curling dynasty of juniors coming out of the family there.
Well, yeah, didn't her daughter won the U18, no?
She did, nationals, that's right. And did very well in juniors as well, and I think there was some other event she was doing well in. So.
I imagine she's probably won a few things.
Yeah, and she's a member, she got...
High Performance, right?
Part of High Performance's upcoming season.
Good for her.
So, and she's going to skip the team. So that's from players all across the country, and another local curler from the Philadelphia area making it on the national scene.
Yeah, people are always surprised when you say, "Oh, so-and-so comes. They're playing nationals. Oh, they must be from Minnesota or Wisconsin or one of the, North Dakota."
And it does kind of grind my gears just a touch because some folks move up there to be at the training center. Like, for example, your daughters, and it always shows resides Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Yeah.
That's not where they're from. They're from Broomall.
They did much more of their curling elsewhere before they got there.
Yes, they benefited from the year-round ice here at Bucks for a couple of seasons, being able to come over here and throw rocks when they were still in high school or coming home from college there.
Well, and our resident junior Daniel Laufer's here as well, hoping to follow in their footsteps.
Yes, he's certainly, as a coach, you look for kids that have passion. And boy, that guy's got 120% filled with passion for this game.
If he hears this, we're going to have to readjust the door. And everybody's favorite Minnesotan, Brent Larson, has appeared.
Hey.
Oh, all right.
And he's actually here. It's not just, me being Brent.
Yeah.
Well, Lori slid a little wide there. I hope she put it back on her release.
Yeah, anytime you're sliding out close to the sideline, that's...
Something's gone awry.
It is coming back.
Yeah.
They're trying to sweep every inch of this, and it's going to leave Shotstone half
a rock.
exposed.
Yeah, about half.
But that's a side that Christie would prefer to see open.
Yeah, especially if he's a left-hander. She can see almost all of that.
Yeah, that's not a lot of ice, so she must be planning on having a little bit of weight on this, and yet the Dunham rink is line 1 and 2, so Christie really would like to keep this shooter around.
And apparently the stabilizer that Lee Alexander is using is a different type of travel stabilizer. It says that the feet come out a short distance and rotate, so it will also lie flat in a suitcase.
Fancy.
Oh, there you go.
So there are now 2 travel stabilizers on the market.
All right, they're sweeping hard for line on this. Now they're off, so it's got to be close.
It's definitely good. They got the line. They're past the guard now. Will they hang around?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so either.
No, they got a little excited about worrying about crashing. But rule number 1 is goodbye the guard, right?
Never reckon the guard.
Always make the bad stone go away and then worry about everything else.
So Lori does have to get this rock in the, it looks like they're maybe going to hit to lie 2, which I'd like too, because you miss the draw and
it's a pretty
you
open hit for
give up 3.
Yeah.
You know? So, you hit this one, even on the nose, there's a good chance you're line 2.
And even if you roll out, you're giving up 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, that gets down to, we talk all the time, what's your goal for the end? What's acceptable, and what's unacceptable. Unacceptable is giving up 3. And so open hit like this, probably lie 2, even if you don't. Worst case, give up 2. So the only unacceptable outcome for Lori is giving up more than 2, and she's calling a shot that has a high probability that that's not going to happen.
It's a little bit outside, though.
Quite a bit outside. Might have to play off the other one. Missed that opportunity now.
Well, that's not what.
No.
I like the call. Just execution, as usual. Strategy depends on execution. But it was the nice thing about it. It was a simple shot. In terms of degree of difficulty, open hit. You'd hope that I'd be made. So
it's a open hit for 3. Really don't know what all the, maybe discussing which turn they want to take.
Yeah, I think so.
I think she's got to throw her in turn, though. Yeah.
Yeah, that guard, if you're going to hit the rock, that center line guard should not be in play. So it's just a obstruction in the eye, not a really obstruction to the rock.
Yeah, you just have to get it out of your brain and not worry about it.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Well, she got it. Well, maybe.
It's hanging.
No.
Oh! It slides just by, and it's going to be a steal one.
That's a swing of 4 points on that shot.
Yeah, a big opportunity lost there, unfortunately. So it's now, they scored a 3-2 after 3 ends. And this game is playing refreshingly a little bit ahead of the other games, so we'll give you updates on the other 3 sheets once they complete their 3rd end. So, Wayne, what's on the agenda next for Sarah and Taylor?
Well, Sarah should just be arriving in Beijing within either a few hours ago or coming up in the next few hours. That'll be her 3rd trip to China in 9 months. So,
a cash spiel, you said, right?
Cash spiel. There's no real downside other than the time they're putting in. She's currently with Corey Dropkin over there again. And that was invitational. China pays the way, all the expenses, accommodation, flights, and housing for food. For
Put me in, coach.
Yeah, and it's a pretty nice cash spiel. I don't know, it's I think it's $20-some thousand if you win the thing. So, and China invites representatives from various countries. Canada sends a team, Switzerland sends a team. I forget what all the others. I think there's a dozen teams that are there. So it's nice to be able to represent your country in these events. And unlike world competitions where the honor is getting a medal, this one actually has cash associated with it. And like I say, when you don't have expenses, there's only upside to it. But they'll have to play well. There's good teams in it. But they got invited because they did play second in one of the earlier spiels that China hosted.
So we have a Bucks County stone that came on to the back of the house. But it's still a fantastic shot, Pat.
We love you.
And just providing 2 score updates. On both sheets A and sheet C, we have steals of 3. So on sheet A, Potomac is now up 6-0 after 3 over the Bucks County team. And on sheet C, the Philadelphia rank is now up 4-0 on the Potomac team.
Yeah, that was really a key shot by Scott Dunham in the 2nd end, because that could have put it into a bit of a fight there. And now up 4, I fully expect Scott to move into a more defensive strategy.
And Philadelphia threw the first rock in the 3rd end after having scored in the 2nd. So either they blanked the end or stole something in their sheet. But we'll see when they put the score up what actually happened.
Lee Alexander being asked to draw underneath the center guard.
Line's pretty good. The sweeper's just walking it.
Looks to be heavy.
Yeah, I think that's got hack weight written all over it.
Christy Kirchner will escort it through the house. Now asking Julia to do the same thing and coming around with the other turn right now. And
Lee just took a little tumble back there. You can't see that. Hope she's all right.
Oh, you can see it.
Oh, you could?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm looking at another screen here. Yes, I should be keeping my eye on that one. That's a lot more accurate in terms of what our viewers are looking at, the big one over there.
This one also, the ice is definitely coming up to Bonspiel speed here.
Yeah.
We're seeing both teams struggle to keep one in. Another draw called for here. Let's see if we can't catch a time on it.
Apparently we can't.
No, the YouTube screen was in the way there.
Well, I like this. Even if Lee comes up a little light on this, they don't have hammer, so that's the pro side on this thing. Get another rock out front. You know.
Yeah.
It's tight ball game. Don't have hammer. Yeah. All right. So we didn't come through, but so much better than the previous one where we're looking at the rock sitting in the barn in the back.
All right, Christy's of the mind that somebody is going to make a draw at some point.
So that was not an ideal one to get a time on. Are you going to try again, Dave?
Yeah.
It's very formulaic. Like we have, for the most part, we have agreements with like Europe and kind of the rest of the world on how we handle it.
Rushing it hard.
It's like nothing.
Yeah, and that's what I like. Get your whole team involved in this shot. You know, even if it comes a little light, still be able to be useful here.
I got that a hair over 16 seconds.
And we're in the rings.
Yeah.
Now that was swept coast to coast, but
there you go. But used as a team. Nice sweeping, ladies. Now, players are having trouble. They're not used to ice as fast as this, and they come here. A couple of things that can quickly adjust is normally people have the ball or their foot on the back of the hack and slide out. You're looking for that for power, but if you're not looking for power, in fact, you're finding yourself that you're coming out too fast all the time, just lower that foot down a little bit so a lot of your toe is down on the flat, and you will lose power. I mean, without changing anything else in your delivery, just having that foot down where the ball is lower and some of your foot down on the flat will take considerable amount of speed out of your delivery. And the other thing is just how far you bring your hips back. Just, you know, sometimes you just have to fall forward rather than coming back a toe almost. So think about if you're coming heavy on your first one, what am I going to adjust on the next one? Don't just slide out at the same thing and try and take it off with your arm. Make some adjustment there. And consciously know what it is you're going to adjust.
15.5 on that. So the ice is definitely up to speed for sure. This is Nationals are better speed right now. Kudos to our head ice maker, Greg Danks.
Yep.
And our partner here, Chris and the ice crew, pretty much all weekend.
Yeah,
pretty much.
A nice thing, we got some volunteers that, like Bill Peskoff, who says, hey, don't ask me to pebble or do anything that's requiring skill out there on the ice, but happy to go and shovel snow and sweep snow and the rest of it. It's nice to see folks like that who aren't intimidated by, oh, I don't know anything about the ice crew, but hey, come out there and help speed things up. More hands, the better.
Yep, you don't need a physics degree to come out and help with the ice, that's for sure.
So, we said earlier that Daniel Dutt's Philadelphia rink either blanked or scored something in the third end. It turned out it was a steal of 2. They're up 3-1 now over on sheet D.
Well, it should be a good game. Nick brought a good team from Potomac with Cody on it and Michael Ray.
Don't forget Kevin.
I will not forget Kevin.
Line looks pretty good on this shot of Laurie Dunham's. Probably needs to hit something to slow down, though.
I think she's going to run into her own rock.
I think we're going to miss everything.
Maybe not.
Leslie was waiting there with bated breath to sweep it, but alas. We're joined in the first row here by Matt Pring and Captain Jarl Kevin Brady. So it looks like Chrissy's trying to hit and roll into the house with her first stone. Also looks to be a touch wide.
Yeah, that's not the...
And Pat is trying her best divining, but...
It's just going to scoot on by.
Yeah, the alternative on that one would have just been to draw or tap that red one up a little bit. But
yeah, I think a little bit of a lower degree of difficulty.
Yeah, you have hammer. Mind you, again, you make the hit and the roll, and everything strategy looks pretty good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Michael Dobbs is getting involved in a hit fest with the Dunham rink, and that's probably not going to end well.
No, not when you're down 4-0. No, probably not.
So he's going to be looking at drawing for one with his last.
Okay, so Laurie Dunham playing. Maybe she's playing a little roll off of her own here. It's pretty nice weight.
And it's going to roll finally undercover. That's a great shot right there.
Probably 3, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's 3.
All right, Matt Pring wants the run back double for 2 here. All right. Well, I don't know. We're trying to figure out who's second shot here. I think it might be Blue over on the wings.
All right, Christie has to be full 4-foot here. Vital shot here, final stone of the fourth end.
Sweepers are not laying a broom to it.
Oh, yeah, here.
That just grabbed. Maybe that's exactly what they needed. Did it grab too much?
No.
No, it's just.
It's gonna make it. One
there
red.
You go.
Yep.
Tie it up.
Swing of 3 points on that one shot.
I think it's more. Didn't look so much as a pick as it just really took the curl hard. We're about positive commentary here, Matt.
Yeah, Matt Pring just looking at disbelief at the announcers here in the booths, but smiling that his wife's team did not give up a steal to 2, but picked up 1 to tie it up there. Tied
would
up
have been
for
steal 3. Crosshouse double attempt by Michael Dobbs just goes a little bit underneath. Steal of 1 for Scott Dunham. So that makes that a 5-0 affair after 4 ends.
And the Dutt rink, down to their last skip rock, they are trying to throw a guard to stop run back their shot rock on the button, but their opponents are second and third all around it. So
and Nick's going to try to draw something up to score multiple points here. You have to take a shot at it. You could possibly make 3. So you have the Dutt stone basically on the right on the lid, but it's surrounded on top and to the side by opponents' rocks. And there are 2 stones that can be run from either side.
Yeah, both run backs are about 6 feet.
So Nick Datlow is trying to figure out which one he hates less.
Well, the easiest one to run back is the opponent's Dutt rock, but he doesn't want to be doing that, so he's selecting
he'd rather run his own color.
His own, and there is a longer guard that's a little bit of an... in fact, he's going to double run back.
And that's gonna be the call. And Cody Johnson doesn't seem thrilled about putting the broom down right now. I don't.
Yeah, Matt's saying rather than double run back, he'd do the one on the right. The angle isn't as nice, but you hit it hard and you make it on the blue. The red rock will move off the pot. So.
Yeah, we're just paying attention to this because it's a pretty potential big shot in this game on sheet D. We're tied up on our featured sheet right now in the early stones of the fourth end.
Well, and Bucks gets a score of 1 over on sheet A, so they're now down 6-1 after 4.
All right, it's always nice to get on the scoreboard.
All right, so Nick's rock is away.
And here it is. He does hit the top rock onto not the rock he planned on hitting. No, steal of 1.
4-1 in favor of the Dutts.
Yeah, those double run backs, degree of difficulty a little high when they're that far apart. Matt wanted to see his shot called. Play the percentages, he says. We've never talked about that, have we?
No, we don't talk about that at all. So,
okay, here's Bucks. Julia Pring. Matt's he's on the edge of his seat. He's ready to stand up and applaud. There he is. He's cheering hard.
He's literally on the edge
pumped.
of his seat. This is the most activity he gets in the game.
Julia using her sweepers. They're looking for a guard, so that's nice. It's got to curl a lot.
It could use some curl. If you had a second to let it grab, it would be a good thing, but we tend to get very late finish here.
going to get to full center line.
All right. Keep it moving, ladies.
All right, ends up in a pretty nice spot. What do you think of that, Matt? Thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up. That goes on the recording.
Matt knows where his bread is buttered.
Smart man. Yeah. Smart man.
And if you sell just 6 boxes from the Olympic Sales Club, you can get a telephone set, Chris.
Ooh, I like it.
Yeah.
Sell only 6 boxes.
All right, and here we're saying
typewriter for 30.
Lee Alexander, it's a tight port to go through, but as we said before, don't leave Lee the ability to make a shot
because she just.
Oh!
We thought she did.
Jinxed her.
Almost.
Oh, man, that's the old black cat from the booth.
Yeah. Matt saying missed it by that much.
And we can see the lunch being prepared here. We got a bevy of soups and Sammys. Got some folks playing cornhole and can jam outside.
Nice day to be doing it.
It's a beautiful day.
They said it was going to go to 80, I thought, today, but I was walking there before. It's nowhere close to 80 when I was out there.
Well, that's nice.
I need to mow my lawn.
Yeah, me too. But not today.
All right.
No,
Matt's going to be even have more double thumbs up or something on this one. I mean,
2 thumbs up.
Yeah. I think he started a wave, but
nobody picked it up.
Yeah. Brady
was like, I'm in the middle of my drink, man. I don't have time for this shit.
Yeah, there it goes. The wave's happening.
There it is.
Yeah.
Why screw me, Brady? Had to go with the PG version of that list.
All right, we're going to see some red rocks disappear here. I have no doubt about it.
Okay, Lee Alexander throwing the bullet.
Yeah.
You might get 2 of them.
We might see the shot rock. No, by that much it goes.
Wow. I didn't know you could get to that rock.
And with that, the lunch bell is sounded at 12:05.
That was a pinball shot of all pinball shots, that one. Removed a lot of rocks, but still left the red shot rock fully guarded.
She was none the wiser than CA that not hit her ankle.
Good throw by Kristen there. But it leaves a little nest to draw down to, and that is what Leslie is going to attempt right now, asking for just a touch less ice.
Pretty tough shot asking for the freeze here. I think I would have preferred a hacker board weight and juggle those rocks. But.
And it's going to come up too and bounce slightly off.
All right, capping it now will put the Dunham rink in a little bit of a...
Yep. Christie recognizing that stone behind the tee line is never getting closer.
So a little outside the broom, and again, that happened in right from the start, and that's, I'd say, when I look at deliveries, that's probably the #1 noticeable alignment problem is the first 6 inches that a rock travels. It's not on line, just a little wide. But of course, it can get corrected on the release if you throw it back into the broom.
And it looks like we're going to get a pretty decent result.
Yeah. Excellent result.
Double thumbs up.
2 thumbs up for Matt Pring.
Brady isn't even watching to see whether the wave has started or not, and it wasn't, so he didn't miss anything. Yep, there he goes. There he goes. They're all happy again. All right, Leslie Dutt, there's an example of starting pretty good.
The guys to my left are not doing the wave.
No.
Now, see, there you go. You removed the guard, but you left one, so now you throw another one up there, and you're looking at steel all day.
Yeah. Yeah, going back to that call where they called the freeze and just went a little heavy. When you stop and think about what your objective was for the end, you make that freeze perfectly, and the other team has the opportunity just to throw up a guard on it. And you're talking about rocks sitting on the button and edge of button. How are you going to get your deuce out of it? Type of thing. Again, so when rocks are making the house that small and you got a hammer and you have the ability to move them, I'd juggle them around and expand that house at that point in time.
Just so you're a fan of the little jostle at that point.
Yeah, or you can straight hit them out too if you wanted to. You know, it's a tight game.
And oh wow, if they suck this one underneath,
Whoop, right in.
That doesn't suck.
All right.
Yep, that is right there at back button. So decision time now for Lori and Leslie. Looks like they're electing to follow it down. I don't mind. I wouldn't mind pushing back your own right now.
A lot of rocks to run it into.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I don't see how the situation gets worse. But testing herself with a delicate draw right to the lid.
Yep, and again, just that ever so slightly more difficult for the lefty to come around on her out turn than the in turn that drew there. Or no, I guess Christie threw that.
Yeah, Christie threw that.
Yeah,
so yeah,
so it's lefty on lefty.
Yeah,
so.
lefty on lefty crime here. Nancy's on it right away. Lee joins in. They're not. They think it's close. It's starting to take the curl and really bend on in. This could be really good if they can get it past that top guard. They got to go, and they got it there. And that is a fabulous shot.
Oh, the wave is happening again, yes.
You know, that's just a fine, great team shot. They really communicated well there. Our ice is not dished in any way, Mr. Pring.
That's a beautiful shot. Facing three out in the forefoot. They're better.
And I think Christie just throws a guard here, right?
Sure. And back to what we were talking about before.
Next end, please.
Yeah.
Take the hammer in the sixth.
Yeah.
Down one.
Yep. I think Matt Pring, though, he likes run backs. He'd run back to double the blues out and sit guarded at line three.
Yeah, Matt would run like a triple run back.
Yeah.
Of course.
Oh, Matt says no. Run the red back and chip the blue out in line four and behind the blue. Okay, there you go. So you folks at home who like run backs, that's got the call. This shot, though, here, pretty nice.
That's good, and Lori's
going to tap her blue up 4 feet, but I don't know whether it's going to outcount the red one on the right.
Wayne, I think I'm a fan of throwing nothing right now.
There's a little bit of downside to some shots.
Yeah, because you could screw this up, and it's just not good. I'm standing there from the skip and saying, I'm happy I got out of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're going to find Laurie come up a little light on this, playing it safe, I think.
Yeah. And
I really don't. I don't know if it's actually possible to outcount that red one.
I don't
think so. Well,
yeah.
I mean, if you just miss the blue.
So we have a steal of 2 and a concession on sheet C, so it will be Scott Dunham advancing. Congratulations to their rank.
Yeah, that's a pretty strong men's team you got there, and Scott Dunham's got his regular competitive team, bless his lead. It's got his dad throwing lead there for him.
All right, and this one's already over curling, so
yeah, I think Laurie recognized what we're talking about.
Yeah, Laurie. Leslie wanted to throw it, and I don't think Laurie wanted to.
her heart was not into trying to. That was very much on the pro side there.
So it's a score of 1 to make it a one fest here. It is 3-2 after 5 ends. Bucks County will have the hammer in the 6th end. Yeah, over on sheet C, it really was that second end that was the seminal moment. Scott made that big tap facing 4.
Yeah. Yes. Swing, big swing. Swing of 5 points, right?
Yeah,
Make it or don't make it.
Yeah, 5-point swing. I mean, it was 0-0 at that point, and that huge tap, and then they got the little steal, and then they just went into defense mode past there.
And you don't want to be trying to play against him to catch up. That team can hit.
I mean, credit to Michael. He had a potential big end set up, and forcing your opponent to make a tough shot is you just tip your cap.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, here's Pat, and again,
Pat does only good things.
She was right up the stick in terms of her line delivery. Weight, the sweepers, I think, is a little light. I tend to agree.
But they're going to get it over and on the center line, just off of it. But
of course, they have hammer, but.
Well, then they're going to get a perfect corner guard. They're going to keep on sweeping into the 4-foot.
There you are. We're building up rocks on that side.
Now that stone lost handle. They're thinking it may have picked on something.
Yep, cleaning the bottom of it.
They didn't find anything, so. That's one thing that we try to talk to our members about, because we run a much longer, if not non-stop season as opposed to a normal curling club. And if you play one night a week at a dedicated curling club that melts over the summer, one gripper is okay.
Yeah.
For every league you play, that's the number of grippers you should go through. But we play longer, so you actually have to increase that some more.
Oh, yeah. A lot of folks think a gripper is a lifetime, once in a lifetime purchase. That's just not the way it is.
You're fine, Ricky. That's no problem.
They're not that expensive a thing, folks.
No, $15. Available right now here at Bucks County Curling Club. I got plenty. And Brooms Up Curling Supplies is here if anybody needs some stuff.
Yeah. coached Gary's daughter for a few years in the curling
Yep.
line.
Yeah, Gary Sosovich is here with a full range of curling products. If you're in the neighborhood, it's a great opportunity to come on by and actually try on curling shoes before you purchase them. We do recommend that curling shoes be the first piece of equipment that somebody buys. You always get a broom.
Yeah.
But the shoes are going to make your delivery.
Yeah, and while you're learning, you might as well learn with the shoe that you're going to be curling with for a number of years rather than learning on something that is a little more stable. I mean, but
investing in a good pair of curling shoes is the right choice.
Yeah. Yeah, I was talking to a gentleman. He had only come out to one learn to curl, and he was so enthused he went and got his shoes. He says, if I'm going to learn to curl, I'm going to curl with shoes. And I said, you're absolutely right. You know, might as well learn with the shoes you're going to be using for a while.
And Gary and Brooms Up is a great supporter of the curling community, sponsoring many different things. Good business person in general. He does. Did he start? I think he started carrying that now. No? Okay, he carries everything but hardline. I really thought he started carrying some hardline stuff.
Well, it looks like our teams both adjusted to the ice being a little faster. We've got the first 5 rocks out front. Here's one going
and just,
through them.
Just as you said, Wayne, you're getting good at that. So any more praise of Gary is going to require a donation to the club. So.
That's right. You got your plugs, Gary.
You got your free plug. Thanks for driving down. So over on sheet A, we had a steal 1 for Bucks County, so they have narrowed the gap to 6-2 coming in the 6th end. It was a score of 1 for Potomac on sheet D, so it is 4-2 after 5. And it is 3-2 here on our featured game. A draw attempt by Julia is going to visit the house briefly.
Yeah, this happens a lot. Christy had indicated it's okay to tap that red rock in, and it's so tempting just to throw a little bit. Really all you have to do is throw draw. Let your sweepers, if they needs a little extra, to sweep it in there. But so often you see those taps. If they don't hit the rock, just slide on through.
And now this is the 6th consecutive stone coming down the about the same path. So
yeah.
I'm thinking this one's going through too, Wayne.
Well, I think this has a possibility of hitting something, so that may. Whoops! There, the good sweepers are getting on it now.
Okay, that checked up.
Yeah, I think rather quickly checked up.
Maybe hit a little flat spot out there. Not on this ice.
All right, we now have a wall from 4 foot to 4, outside of 4 foot to 4 foot here.
And I'll tell you, Wayne, it's a beautiful wall. It's a fantastic wall. I am an expert at walls. I am a great builder.
Who's going to pay for it, though?
Mexico.
Okay.
But you know what? We have Canadians here right now. We're going to hold them ransom until they pay for the wall.
All right, I don't know whether this is going to get around the wall.
I'm in the middle of negotiating a deal with China. They're going to give us a great discount on their wall. We're just going to bring it right over here. It's pre-made. Going to save a lot of money. Do very great things.
Only here, folks. Only here can you hear that kind of commentary. All right, we are now, the wall is expanded. That the only way of getting in here is promoting rocks. And so Lori's saying, let's promote our rock on the outside.
And this
right
one's
side of the sheet as you look at it.
And that's going to sail through the house.
There's that promote being more than you need.
So what does Christy do here? Now, I mean,
she's going straight around. She's going way out here.
And Kristen just kind of shot a little look saying, okay. This might be a good time to slide wide.
Yeah, I would, unless Christy knows something we don't, I would be tending to put the broom another 6 inches out there. And she knew something we didn't know. It's out plenty wide.
Now it's about control of weight right now. We're past the high guards. Now, careful, ladies, don't let it die there. Nothing's been there. And they do throw a nice draw to the tee line.
There you go. All right, we have a rocking counting.
It can be done. To which we say, nice shot. Take it out.
Well, we certainly saw how much it missed the guard by, so you can get to the inside of this rock.
One would think with the sheet as dished as it's supposed to be that shot would have crashed.
That is a shot at Matt Pring, but if you didn't pick up on that, folks.
It's just on the other side.
All right, well, we're going for a hit here with this ice.
So, Matt, how long is it dished on the other side? It dished all day.
Yeah, you did a lot of commentary on your own game last time, by the way, if you didn't know it. The voice of Matt Pring was in the booth.
I got you down pretty good. You can't.
Well, Lori, just
just a bit outside.
Yeah.
Now on dished ice, that would have come back.
Yeah, that's just board weight. All right, because Christy's going to put a little pressure. She's going to come inside of the one that was just thrown there.
Now imagine we get paid for this, Wayne.
I know.
Oh, that's.
What are you spending yours on? Have you thought about giving thought where you're putting your?
Yeah, I'm thinking towards the Ice Crew Benevolence Pension and Beer Fund.
I think mine's going to the junior curling program. I always support that.
So Christy trying to throw another one on in there.
She is not going to crash on the guard, I'll tell you that.
No. That one, in fact, is she way out. Got to catch the wing.
It's slowing down though, so I would take that back, ladies. Take it back. Take it back.
Way back. So Lori needs to throw a good one here. The hit and roll is very much available. I didn't see the weight call, Wayne, did you?
No, I think she'll be throwing the same as last time, sort of board weight.
Yeah, this track in the wing is running particularly straight.
Yeah, I mean, her out turn, like we talked about before, that is where you tend to slide wide. This is a better throw, but it is not narrow.
Controlled down, says Lee. They're on it now. Past the front guard. Now, I'd be off of it to try to get a little bit of an inside roll.
It's a very nice shot.
Got to make the takeout and lie one. So now Christy has to answer that to get her deuce.
Yep, throw the same shot.
sheet D, we see a whole button.
Oh, yeah.
A whole load of red.
Yeah, that's the Dutt color. And they already have a 2-point lead over there.
No guards, so Nick should be able to dig himself out and score a point, but
Dutt does have hammer, and counting
oh,
4.
well, there you go. That's decidedly worse.
Well, I'm afraid.
A little bit wide here from Christie.
I'm afraid, yep.
And that's going to be a steal. Yep, steal 1.
Missed it by that much.
For Lori and Leslie.
Like the weight she threw at it. Didn't have to throw any more weight than that. Just hit it on the nose. It would have moved it back to line 2.
So our hometown heroes are going to be down 2 going into the 7th end.
Still anyone's ball game. Finished their 6th end with almost 5 minutes to go.
Plenty of pace. They got, obviously, they're entitled to 8. Over on sheet D, Nick Detlow tapped to lie 2nd. He's somewhat protected with some catchers, but that rock can definitely be picked.
Yeah, just doesn't even have to keep the shooter. Whether you get 4 or 5 doesn't really matter. Just make the blue rock disappear.
Yeah, well, Potomac has another one, so. But it won't be an easy task. Over on sheet A, we have 1 Potomac rock in the house. Potomac does have hammer coming up on Christine Alessi's first skip rock. There's a bevy of guards up front, and she's going to draw under to lie 2.
Want to sit down and get on the mic for a minute?
Oh, okay.
All right. We're being joined by yet another Anderson.
It's my brother Stuart, my baby brother, 10 years younger. But probably has done as much junior coaching as I have. He coached his daughter first for a number of years, then his son, and now he's moved on, and like I do, coaching kids that have no relation to us. Had a pretty successful season this last year, Stuart. How'd that go?
Yeah, we had a great year. It was two years in the plans, and got out to Prince Albert in the Nationals, and it's quite a thrill for the boys, and I became a kid myself out there. It was good.
Yeah, winning Ontario is sort of like winning Nationals down here. I mean, what's the process in order to qualify and represent Ontario?
Well, they have 16 teams that sort of are the upper level, and they compete to get 8 spots at the provincial. The parity is very close, and it does feel like a championship to get out of Ontario, as it is many provinces in Canada. And
now at that level, do they split Ontario and Northern Ontario?
They do.
Okay.
They do, yeah. So they have one more year coming up where they have 14 representatives at Nationals. And they're actually after that, they're expanding it to have 14 teams, but they're going to have a system to bring in 10 additional teams that don't actually win their province, but 10 wild cards. So
that'll be a change.
It'll be a big difference. And
we just need to get Brian Mudrick out there to go, wild card!
Well, over on sheet D, the story continues over there that now it is down to last rock. Daniel Dutt is looking at a shot, opponent's rock sitting on the button, but he's got, I think, the next 4 counters all around it.
He certainly does. All he has to do is catch half a rock. He's going to count 4 and probably win the game. These are all A event games. And at this point, every game is going to have made time, so they will be available to play 8 ends.
Yes, Daniel just getting that rock away with 48 seconds to go. They're not laying a broom on it yet, but it is close.
It's
Brian's getting ready to sweep it out, and it just moves it and
just chisels it out.
Oh, man.
It's going to be 3, not 4, but that may still be enough.
That's still enough to
and
bring handshakes out, yeah. Boy, it just feathered that thing, but moved it enough.
So congratulations to the Dutt rank, Brian Dutt, Daniel Dutt, Andrew Dutt, and Michael Pullman, rounding out that team, and they will advance to the semifinals in our featured primetime games tonight.
Yeah.
Make sure you tune in.
And although Michael Pullman has a different last name, he is blood there. That's a cousin of Daniel's.
Oh, he's Duttish.
Duttish, yeah.
Now,
so, Stuart, what do you think about Bonspiel down here so far? Whether this your first time down here in Philadelphia, right?
It's the first time to participate, and the hospitality is just absolutely fantastic. The invitations out for next year. I think I've already got my name signed up. So.
Yeah. Yep. Well, our next Bonspiel is in September. It's already filled. So then we'll have May for the Crooked Billet on Kentucky Derby weekend. That's always fun.
Here's a nice shot. Julia
Look
Pring
at that
coming
run.
down here.
Boom, boom.
Bang, bang. Oh, do we have a wave?
Oh.
There it is. Matt Pring starting the wave. Brady right on the case.
That's the first good thing
nice
you did
shot
for me today, Brady.
Yeah, this all-you-can-eat buffet is right up the Anderson line, isn't it?
Yeah, that's one thing I noticed when I go. I've traveled like Minnesota and Canada for Bonspiel's food. We're used on the East Coast that food is included for everything. You don't take a nickel out of your pocket for food. But it's not necessarily the case when you travel to other places.
No. In fact,
another nice
I can't remember another spiel that I take my girls to that's the case.
That's definitely a GNCC thing. That's
yeah.
It's all part of the deal. So the ticket price might be a little bit higher, but you more than make up for it.
Yeah. And especially those who enjoy the free beer, wine, I mean, all-inclusive. I mean, some country clubs you go to, I mean, you buy the other team a drink, and all of a sudden your team's down $80, you know.
My first Bonspiel, I had only been curling for about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks. And Greg Danks and Zach Gary had a spot open last minute to go to Ardsley for the Cool Duck.
Oh boy, yeah.
And Ardsley, of course, is at a country club. And my drink of choice is a Manhattan. And I was paired up with another curler who also fancied his whiskey. My bar tab at the end of one night was almost $300.
That's a Bonspiel entry fee for the whole team, you know.
I said, oh boy.
All right, well, after Julia Pring putting another rock on the center line, Leslie's trying to move something here. It's going to have to move.
Yeah, it's going to have to curl, and
I think
they're trying to will it over. I think they're going to get the top one.
Well, yeah, but it might go into the, well, she's got enough of it. But no, it's into the blue. Yeah.
It's not so bad, though. It's not so good.
Not so good, no.
Another steal one on sheet A for Bucks County, so they're continuing to chip away, hanging in there.
Well, Stuart, as a coach, I know you and I chat a lot about coaching, but what are some of the sort of lessons learned as a coach? If there's people who are interested in coaching junior programs or have a team they want to coach at a junior level, what are some of your lessons learned that you think you learned early on in life? What's most important?
It's just remembering that this is their game, not playing it for yourself, not living it through the children, helping them develop and mature. There's so much that they can grow on if you can teach them a lot about growing themselves, that'll pay a lot of dividends on the ice. So that comes later for a lot of coaches. A lot of coaches want to get in there right away and all about strategy and all about W's. And I think after you coach a little bit and you can get mentored by some other good coaches, it's to have a slower pace and help them develop, but give them a chance to have some autonomy too out in the ice.
Coaches, it is easy. Even in softball, I know coaching against others. I mean, even at the T-ball level where they don't even keep score theoretically on it, the coaches are all keeping score and trying to keep track of their win-loss record, and it's sort of, how they're doing as a coach, feeling it's reflected in the win-loss. So easy to, like you say, take the joy out of the game for the kids.
How much do you remind them to have fun? It has to be tough because you're doing a lot of practices. It has to feel like work from time to time.
It is. You have to know as a coach too what your players really want to achieve in the year. Do they really have aspirations of being the elite team? And it's that is their idea of achievement. And if that's what they want, then it becomes very important. A lot of people don't think too much about the parents, but the parents have to really buy in too. They have to understand it's a process, and to be patient with the coach and not be thinking wins and losses early in the season. They have to give everyone a chance to follow that process and develop, and it's where we are at the end of the year, not at the beginning of the year.
I missed the call on that last rock that Leslie Dutt threw, but it came up in the top 12 with the other team. Lori had called a freeze one other end, whereas but she must have probably called a freeze again on that one,
She
right?
did. That was indeed the call, and like you say, you're looking at what's acceptable, and that miss is not really acceptable.
No, tapping it back a couple of feet would have been all.
You had to miss heavy if you're going to miss there. Yeah, the reason why I asked about having fun is because we have actually a member of our club here who had stepped away from curling. He was a competitive curler in Manitoba, and then moved down. Went through everything and was playing down against folks, and then moved down here to the States with his wife, and had grown tired of the grind of trying to compete, and focused on raising his family. And now that his daughters are a little bit grown, coming back over here and still having fun playing our competitive league, but our competitive league is a beer league.
House league for them up there, yeah.
It is really tough for a player who has played at an elite level, and it's about serious competition, and to leave that and go to house league. They have to be careful. If they don't feel they are not going to enjoy the game, if they're going to expect everyone to play at that level where they're throwing hundreds of rocks a week.
Right.
And for some, it is better to leave the game just long enough to make the transition.
To reset it.
Reset your goal, and appreciate that everyone's trying hard out there, and that they are only playing maybe one game a week.
Yeah, it's a league where I'd say on average, our competitive league probably curls at about 65 or 70%. That's the best that we have to offer.
Which, and at that level, the strategy, you can't be calling the strategy you're watching on TV. You got to be calling more than what we were talking about earlier, calling shots that people are more likely of making. But you're talking about fun. One thing I like about Brian Dutt, he coached a junior team, and his last words before they went out on the ice were always have fun and high five. And he meant it. He didn't mean go out and kid around, but he said go out and enjoy yourselves. The experience. You're gonna play better if you're not worried about the coach screaming at you afterwards for something you messed up on. Enjoy it.
Yeah, I think we saw some of that in the last draw, Wayne, where there was at least one team on the ice that didn't appear like they were having fun.
All right, well, Christy's got something going this end. She's got to play some catch up here, but we don't want this thing to go behind the tee line. Please don't go behind the tee line.
It's going behind the tee line.
Go hard behind the tee line. Keep going.
Okay, well, Leslie has one chance and one chance only to bail herself out of this end. Got to weld one in there. He just got shown the line. Just a matter of execution. Execution is key.
This is almost the same shot she had it was 2 ends ago. She threw her turn down here.
That's right.
If she could match that here.
This one's a little easier to actually get into, so high expectations.
I think we're doing a lot of talking for an easy shot. Well, easy, not easy shot, but easy selection.
Selection shot, right. Well, I guess you got two things. She could be thinking about hitting and rolling, removing a rock versus
and that appears to be the call. And what do you think, Wayne? I'm not a fan of that.
Well, she's got a 2-point lead?
Yep.
2-point lead. I could be okay with removing. I wouldn't. That's not the type of thing that I'd be saying afterwards. You know, what were you thinking? Just remove a rock and say, well, the worst I can give up is 3. You try this draw and you don't try a draw and you don't make it. You might give up 4.
Well, Stone's away with a nice control weight. The line doesn't look too bad. Needs to come up a bit.
I mean, she's throwing a weight that she's going to be
here
staying
it's
around.
curling nice now. Might want to sweep it some. Don't lose it, ladies. Oh, you know what? You got to turn down anyway. Oh, that's a good result.
Yeah, she can only, and Christy being a lefty, she isn't really going to see anything of this rock.
No, it's a small difference, but that's really going to come into play right now. So
well, Stewart mentioned it. She threw it, saved the bacon a couple ends ago, and did it again this time.
She was down there.
We'll see.
All right, so Christy Kirchner trying to pick it out and score 3. Ooh, this will be a pistol if it's made. All right, the Stone's away.
I like that she's not throwing big weight at this. Oh, they're both sweeping up the
hard
inside to try and keep it straight.
Hard for line. I'm trying to will it. It's really close.
It's
gonna get
close.
past the
Top
guard.
one. Keeps going, ladies. Keep going.
Oh, it's going to be a score of 1, but a hell of a shot.
You were willing it there.
Yeah,
you leaned that side. I almost lost you over there.
Well, usually it's a lead's job. Pat Sheed's the queen of the dividing the rock over. Well, she was too busy sweeping that one, and Julia flipped over to the hold side there, working with the directional sweeping. So it's a score of 1, and it will leave Bucks County and Christy Kirchner down 1 without Hammer. So
this will be a fun end because it'll be all out steal effort on the part of Christy and team.
Guard.
Only need 1 to get into the shootout.
So, Pat, we've been saying good things about you. Throw a good shot.
Well, she's using her sweepers.
That looks like it's fine. Up, ladies. Don't ever let it get in.
All right.
That's a fine shot.
Good first rock.
The ice here has been fantastic, and that last eight rock that was just thrown is an example of it. I'm looking right down at the edge of the rock, and she could only see a half an inch of that rock, and she hit it nose, almost was going to go over the face. So you can really play an offensive game.
And the ice has been running 15 and change hog to hog. So quite keen, and with a good amount of curl as well. We actually installed this ice in September of 2017. It's been in for quite some time. That's making the Canadians' eye pop.
A little longer in your club back home, Stuart?
Yeah, my son was commenting to some people here yesterday that we don't have very many opportunities in the summertime to find ice. And
yeah, that's the nice thing about you coming down for this one. It's getting, just besides the family visit, getting together. Yeah, throwing something that's not cutting into. You're so busy with curling between all your coaching and stuff up there during the winter time that it's nice.
Get to have fun.
Yeah, just for a weekend, come back and throw rocks. All right.
I'm not in love with throwing a hit here. I'd be throwing another guard while it's still protected.
Yeah, it's certainly something that's just a tap at most. You know, now you'd lose your shooter. It's.
I mean, Pat's had the guard weight dialed in for most of this game.
Yeah.
Just let her lop another one up there and.
Yep. Lots of time to get the scoring rock and play.
Definitely would want to take advantage of what my lead had been doing well all game. Not to say that Pat can't throw a takeout, because we're saying good things about Pat today.
And Lori calling a good game here.
And here's your first tick shot.
Not asking for anything out front. She doesn't even need to score any points with Hammer here. He already has the lead, so why would you ever throw a guard? So she's properly putting things in.
Well, we should have guarded the. Yeah. Matt Pring saying guard. I don't disagree, but we're throwing a hit, so. Line looks pretty good there. A little bit of brushing, but it should make it by.
Could end up losing their only guard.
Oh, that would suck.
That hurts.
Ooh.
But that was the danger with the call, right? You just can't call that.
It is handshakes and a win for Christy Alessi from Potomac. Congratulations to Christy, Sarah, Aaron, and Heidi.
So the featured game is the only game going on now, so we won't have to have radio commentary like we did last time.
Yeah. And the ice crew is lurking like vultures.
So they'll be. Is this the time they're due for a scrape, or do we have another draw without a scrape at this point?
I do think we're scraping.
Okay. This is curling fast, and this is not what. Did you see the call for this? Did she ask for a guard on this?
No, and it's lost handle and reversed. It's doing all kinds of stuff now.
Well, that hurts.
I mean, right now it's doing the hokey pokey.
I mean, that put, although it's a different color, we now have a guard back that they didn't have before.
Well,
now Christie's got it.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna have a scrape. I see the hacks pulled on the other sheets.
Well, she's calling the freeze. Stuart, is there an alternative or anything that you would do? Would you?
Well, it's still early enough to be patient. The rocks, you got the whole 4 foot. It's behind the tee. I'd be patient one more time and
lay one up there.
I'd make that. I think it's set up at this early stage to be patient.
Yeah, put a center line guard back in place.
Yeah.
This one is not light.
Blue's got 2 in there, but if you put a center line guard, they're going to have to do something with it, and they got to also peel it with the knowledge that there's a couple rocks in there that could be catchers.
So I think the right call right now would be to remove that corner guard. Wouldn't you think, gentlemen?
When you don't have to score in the end, I like it all open to the house, yeah.
And Lee's certainly very capable of peeling off a rock. It's not like you have to throw huge peel weight, just throw normal firm weight and get rid of that sucker. So we're going to have another rock in the house.
Yeah.
It sort of gets back to the old story. Right now, any rock in the house is a friend for the team trying to steal here.
And we got 14-8 on that.
With no sweeping.
So still slow down a touch with the other sheets going away. We have lots of dehumidification, but it's still pretty moist outside.
Yeah.
So
it's got to curl and it's got to come down in weight, but we are going to have a red rock on the center line when this is all said and done. That's actually pretty nice.
Yeah, you don't mind that.
Yeah, that was not the called shot, but I think I like that better than the called shot.
Two things, Wayne. Number one, every rock's a good rock for the team stealing, but the rocks that are accumulating just behind that tee are just as that much more friendly.
Oh, they're beautiful catchers right now.
It's all good.
Matt Pring weighing in.
Matt just saying how enjoyable it is to be watching his wife out there on the ice. That's a great thing about the sport, being able to curl and do it with your spouse.
Absolutely.
And probably in Matt's case, it's better when they're on separate teams here.
I'm not touching that one, Wayne. This one,
this is a nice shot.
Well, it's going to leave a rock.
It's passing it through. But now we have a rock.
It's still leaving a stone.
We have a rock on the center line all the way up in the 12-foot, and that's a friend of Julie for Christie's. We're still going around to this rock on the side, though.
You'd prefer to come underneath to the 4-foot?
Mm-hmm.
They're going hard for line here. They really had to hustle to hold this line. It's coming on up. We're going to be right up to the nose of this bluestone. And even a skosh past it. But it is shot stone.
Yeah.
Under with a catcher behind it, so it has to be reckoned with.
Yeah. Well, Leslie doesn't mind throwing a little weight, but this ice, she's not asking for a lot of weight, just a normal takeout here.
That looks like it's going to be...
It's a little wide.
A little heavy.
But the weight, that's not too... I mean, I think
that
was the weight asked for, maybe, just throw it out a little
wide.
Yeah,
that's not going to come back. So, gentlemen, do you decide that one on the edge of the 4-foot's the Alamo and start guarding it?
Well, I'll let you answer that one, Stuart. Where do you want to go?
We still have the whole 4-foot to work with, and she puts the center guard up. It's going to be a peel. I'd play for her. Be patient one more time to.
So you'd leave the rock open for her to hit it, and say that if she does go for the hit, you're happy because you've got your center guard, and you come around the center guard on the button for the win.
Yeah, that rock over there, I think it's Laurie has the out. She's a left-hand. I think she's got her out turn available with the whole 4-foot. So I try to get a short guard, center guard up. Yeah,
short. Yeah. I agree. You have to respect that the other team's going to be able to draw the 4-foot if you're leaving it wide open.
And it looks like Christie is electing more to guard Shotstone.
She is, but I don't think this is going to be.
Pat's trying to make it stop.
She doesn't have salt in her hand, does she?
Well,
that's right where she wanted it.
That's not so bad.
That's right where she wanted it. See what Lori does with it.
Our Bondsfield chair is rooting against Skip Rocks right now. He's rooting for an outcome. But we have enough time in here. We'll get the scrape done.
Yeah.
We're committed to scraping every 2 draws for this spiel. Try to keep the ice nice and fresh.
Looks like Lori's going to try and, I guess, draw around the red one to be top 4 in front of the shot rock.
That outturn's been paying money for her all game, so
yeah.
Do it one more time.
Going to her strength.
Making me sound really good having double Canadian colors.
All right, here we go.
Lori Dunham with her first skip rock in the final end.
This rock's going to end up somewhere close to the center line. We'll see how far it goes.
They're watching it. It appears to be at least T-line weight. And it's going to come on in through the 4-foot, swept on past and down to the back.
Oh boy.
So I think another guard here, right?
Well, I like biting the. Yeah, I like it there.
Okay. So
you got to take that same shot away from Lori.
Yeah, full eight / top 4. No deeper. Your pro side miss here is light all day.
Yes, no sense coming in for shot rock on the button. Better to be a little wide than narrow on this one too.
Well, she slid out a little bit wide. She did appear to put it back in.
Yeah, I think if the weight's good, I think the line's going to be pretty good.
That's heavier than the last.
They're going for a tick or something now. I don't know what.
Yeah, I think that Kristen's trying to get a tick off and sit 2. Ooh, and you might have it too, because drawing down to the back is not going to be good for 1.
I don't think so. You're right.
Oh,
I think it's straight draw.
You got to stick the 4-foot here.
But that gets back to you. If that rock had just blocked the path to the 4-foot somehow,
oh, for sure that would have been better.
Then you're having to go for a tap on the red or something.
So now Lori Dunham, with her final stone, needs to draw the 4-foot.
Yep, just needs about 3 inches of it.
Not even that.
Hawkeye Dave knows exactly where it is. All right, here's where you can get a little excited and get the adrenaline going and overthrow it. But,
and Lori Dunham, final stone, appears to have done just that. The sweepers want no part of it. It's coming down. The question is, will it come down enough? And the answer will be no. And the question is, and that's going to make it for sure.
Oh,
that's. Oh no! We're out counting on the other side.
Yeah.
Never mind.
A score of 1.
It's a score of 1. So Skip Rocks will have.
All right. Well, isn't this exciting here on our featured sheet? It doesn't get any better than this.
And we sold people the entire seat, and they only need the edge.
Both skips will probably be taking that same turn and both needing to adjust their weight back a bit.
And especially because now that's, what, 8 rocks in a row down the same line?
Yeah.
That's going to be full out of the hack fast.
Now, Stuart, do you see that when the pressure comes on, having to make a last shot is a tendency to be heavier rather than light?
The tendency is to be a little heavy. Being able to bring your body down and the importance of taking a deep breath and you're anxious for sure.
So with the tie game after 8, it will be Christy Kirchner who has to throw the first skip stone. Bonspiel chair Steve Johnson already out there with the measuring device.
And Stuart, you've already experienced this in this Bonspiel throwing, having to go through this shootout. How did that go for you?
Well, it was successful for us, but it was very similar to this. We had overthrown the rock just before that, weight-wise, and we had to set it down to the sweepers.
Here's Christy with her first. Pat's taking a good look at it, so is Julie. They don't want to touch it. I think Pat wants to sweep.
We do have something in the rings, though.
This
line's good. Line's good.
The weight's that is a pistol right there.
Oh, the fans love that.
It's on the pin.
Oh, Matt Drayton on his feet. On his feet.
It's on the pin. That's beautiful right there. Now the pin is the pin is the pin. We don't have holes drilled for two-way measures here, so if we pin it twice, we do it again.
You have to do it again, no matter, even if it's obvious that it's closer. Matt Pring saying that's a money shot.
Okay, so now can Lori answer? She has to pin it. Any part of the pin will do.
All right.
Making it sound like it's easy.
the line is good. She's going to be on the center line.
I got to go for weight. We got Nancy. We got Lee. We got Leslie. They're going to drag it. They're trying to drag it there. We're there. You have to get all the way to the pin. You got to get all the way to the pin.
Into the butt. No! It's so short. Oh, the sweepers. A comeback victory.
In a shootout, Christy Kirchner.
Oh, the fans are going wild. They're on their feet shouting.
Moving on. Congratulations to Christy, Kristen, Julian, Pat O'Donnell. And that was a fantastic game. A great way to set us off into lunchtime. So, for Chris Mahoney, Wayne Anderson, Stuart Anderson, thank you so much. We'll see you in a bit.
All right, good curling, folks.